Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. Now, I'm using the Slavic Legends Tarot. This is a tarot deck by Taroteca Studios. All right. So as you can see, I've got my display of beautiful apples in the background. Okay. I've been featuring fruits and veggies in the background of my last couple readings. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards here. And my intention, as always, is to get a little bit of an energetic snapshot of the week ahead, and just to get some ideas and suggestions as to how we can best take care of ourselves and move through the week. Okay, first card. And I should also mention, if you enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. It really helps me out. So we have the Ace of Wands. This is a very intense, delicious, and powerful ace. I'll just zoom in there for you. So this is the Ace of Wands at the beginning of the week. So Monday and Tuesday we have an ace. And the aces are really powerful and intense. Aces are always about fresh energy, new beginnings, and the Ace of Wands has a particularly passionate and fiery energy to it. This is about really getting fired up about something. Something is really setting your soul aflame. It's setting light to your heart, setting light to your soul here. So the Ace of Wands is also about like connecting to that fiery energy of passion and excitement. You might feel particularly inspired around the beginning of the week in some way, and it's up to you to capitalize on that inspiration and use it in whatever way you choose. So taking that inspiration and that fiery energy and tapping into it and figuring out what it wants to do. How does it want to move through your body? How does it want to move through your life? Is this about starting some new kind of project? Is it about taking action on something? What does that fiery energy want from you? That inspiration, that passion. I find like sometimes writing down your ideas as they come to you can be powerful. Now, this burst of inspiration that you may experience at the beginning of the week isn't going to last the entire week or the entire month. It's this initial burst of energy to get you going, to give you the ideas, to give you the excitement, the passion, the inspiration. And then that feeling of excitement and fieriness is going to die down naturally. And so if you have a plan in place and actions that you're going to take toward your goal or whatever it is that's inspiring you, that will keep you going. And then that excitement and that passion and inspiration will return at some point. But the initial spark is never going to last that long. It's kind of like in a relationship. You meet someone, sparks fly, it's very passionate, it's hot and heavy, but that's not going to last, forever. It goes away pretty quick. And then if you don't have other things that you connect with that person on, then the relationship will crumble. So it's important when you have that burst of inspiration and passion, use that to get clear on what's important to you. What do you want? What actions are you going to take? Craft a plan, do what you need to do. Because that burst of energy won't last forever. But I love seeing an ace at the beginning of the week. This really shows that we have the power to start something new this week and to really, and tapping into what excites you and what inspires you at the beginning of the week is the secret to having a successful week this week. Okay, next we have the 10 of Cups. Okay, I actually just want to zoom out a little. Make sure we get the apples in the frame. That's important. Okay, so we have the 10 of Cups for the middle of the week. Oh, and look, there's a basket of apples. That's cool. All right, so 10 of Cups is what I call a card of like idyllic bliss. This is a card of harmony, of dreams coming true. And it's about having a peaceful, harmonious heart. The individuals on the card are having a peaceful moment. It's like a little family here. They're gathering fruit and flowers. And this guy's playing a lute or some musical instrument. It's just very peaceful. Everyone's happy. Everything is low key here. In the Rider-Waite version, I believe there's like a house in the background, a happy family, and I think there's like a rainbow or something like that. I'd have to look at the card. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it has a slightly different imagery. What does it mean for us, though? I feel like this is a message. It's a call to cultivate peacefulness and bliss and harmony within your heart. You may not be able to achieve those things, peacefulness, harmony, and bliss, in all of your outside relationships with family, friends, your partner, etc. But you can achieve it within your own heart. And focusing on basically whatever it is that you want to achieve in your outer world, think about what that is. What are you wanting in your outer world? Are you wanting more connection? Are you wanting more harmony? More bliss, more peacefulness, more joy? How can you start to cultivate that within yourself first? Because once you've cultivated that in an inward way, it becomes more natural and a little easier to cultivate that in your outer life. So that's what I'm getting from the Ten of Cups. Okay, let's have a look at the last card. We have the Lovers. All right. You know, I often think of Ten of Cups and the Lovers as being relationship cards, and both of these cards depict actually very similar imagery. We have a tree and the roots of a tree in both of these, and the roots are going into water. Now, water in the tarot is a symbol for emotion. It's also a symbol for like kind of unconscious, subconscious feelings. But it's a symbol of the emotional realm. And I think it's interesting that in both of these cards, we see the roots of the trees going right into the water. So to me, that is a message that your relationships are the thing keeping your relationships alive and healthy is tapping into that emotional realm. If there's no emotion in your relationships, those relationships tend to feel brittle. They tend to feel stagnant and dull. And they tend to have a lot of cracks in them. They tend to kind of dry out quickly. So the key to keeping your connections alive, and also that includes a connection to yourself as well. The key to keeping your relationships and connections alive is rooted in your feelings and your emotions and the emotional realm. So that's something important to cultivate and to tap into as you move through this week. Okay, so let's focus more on the Lovers. So the Lovers is all about, ooh, and look at this. Okay, this is interesting. I'm just going to bring this card closer because it looks like, let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, too close. It really doesn't want to zoom in here. Okay, so, oh, this is the number of the Lovers. Okay, which is number 6. For a second, I thought it was the number 10 backwards. That's kind of what it looked like. I'm like, oh, like 10 of Cups. Okay. So the Lovers is about connecting with another person. It's about sort of, it is a card of passion, but a little bit different than the passion that we see in the Ace of Wands. The passion in the Ace of Wands is more like creative inspiration coming from your soul, whereas the passion in the Lovers is more of a romantic, kind of a fiery passion for another person. It's kind of what happens when you meet someone who has all these qualities that you admire or maybe some qualities that you don't really admire, but they're qualities that you haven't really developed or confronted within yourself. So there's this powerful attraction to the other person. That's what the Lovers makes me think of. I feel like there's something else that I'm missing with this card, though, so I'm just going to sit with the Lovers. Oh, there's something happening in the background. Okay, let's have a look here. What is happening in the background? Okay, I'm looking at this. It's like there's a person. I'm just actually going to bring it really close to my face. It's like someone's bringing a plate of food or candles. Oh, I see what it is now. Okay. So this person is putting wreaths of candles into the water, which is interesting. And I feel like that is some sort of symbol. So the first symbol that I was drawn to was the roots of the tree going into the water. But the second symbol that I'm drawn to are those wreaths with the candles that are floating. And I'm not sure what they mean. So I'm going to leave that symbol to you to ponder. What does that wreath of flowers and candles that are floating, what does that represent for you? What does that symbolize? And I'm just sitting with this card to see if there's anything else I want to mention with the Lovers before I read all the cards. I am struck by how similar this card is to the Ten of Cups. I think that relationships will figure prominently this week. I think romantic relationships particularly, but if you're not in a romantic relationship or you don't want to be, this could be other relationships with family, friends, etc. Okay. So zooming out and looking at these cards, the beginning of the week is about encountering the fire within your soul, what you're passionate about, what sparks, what lights up in you. So this is about connecting with that inner flame. It's an inward journey and it's a personal journey at the beginning of the week. And as you maintain that connection to that inner flame, that is going to kind of dictate how you are in relationships and how peaceful, how blissful you can be, how centered in your heart you can be. But while there's a lot of fire at the beginning of the week, there's a lot of water for the rest of the week. So there is this highlighting of the importance of emotion and feeling, and that is a whole realm that is really worthy of your attention and your connection this week. So one way to think of this, or a little mantra that you could say, is that your emotional realm is sacred. So take the time to tune into it. Take the time to cultivate emotion and sit with emotion because it is very sacred. Just like that spark in your soul, your passion is also something that is very sacred. Okay, so I'm going to close the reading here, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching. This has been a reading with the Slavic Legends Tarot. My name is Kate. I'm also known as the Daily Tarot Girl. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out, and I hope you have a wonderful week.